Steve, I was picking up some things today, and I had a woman who very loudly told me happy holidays, and I said, well, Merry Christmas, and she shuddered at me. Why? Why is it so important that we keep saying Merry Christmas these days? Tell us a bit behind the story of why this is such an important holiday. I know everyone here probably knows we are a Christian company, but tell us a bit about why it's so important we continue to say Merry Christmas, as Trump says.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I mean, you know, without Christ at the center of Western culture, it all basically splits apart. That's Christianity is the synthesis that brought together three grand cities: Jerusalem, Athens, and Rome. So in the classical world, our moral categories were derived from Jerusalem, 10 Commandments and the like. Our philosophical, critical thinking, inquiry, free inquiry categories come from Athens and the Greek philosophers. And then our form of government, particularly Republican form of government, comes from Rome. And the Apostle Paul alludes to Christ as the Messiah, who binds it all together in Paul's own life. Remember, Paul is a Jew, educated in the Greek paideia, and is a Roman citizen. And in 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 6, he says something very, very powerful. We have to remember that light was the ultimate symbol for the Jewish pursuit of life. You know, thy word is a lamp unto our feet and a light to my path. God said, let there be light. So light is sort of the ultimate symbol of a Jewish vision of life. Knowledge, gnosko, was the ultimate symbol of the Greek pursuit of life. And glory, doxa, or gloria in the Latin, was the ultimate pursuit of Rome. And Paul in 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 6 said, God, who called his light to shine in the darkness, has called his light to shine in our hearts, to give to us the light of the knowledge of the glory of God in the face of Christ. So Christ it was for Paul and for the whole of 2,000 years of Western civilization. Christ is that which, it's he who holds the entire culture together. And one of the devil's bargain that we played in the 18th century was this notion that we could more or less sideline Christianity, turn it into a privatized faith, and operate solely by scientific processes that would guide us in our political and economic decision making. That has been a dreadfully horrific devil's bargain that's hollowed out our culture. It's split us apart. It's created all kinds of tribalisms on the one hand, ironically, sort of a neo-pagan tribalisms on the one hand, and a replacement syncretism, a replacement synthesis, and that's globalism. And globalism tries to do what Christianity was able to do, but without Christ and without culture. So it tries to replace civilization with a system. And so at least once a year, we can look at each other and say, Merry Christmas. This is the time we remember that in the midst of the darkness of this world, God brought humanity and divinity back together again in the full humanity and divinity of Christ, healing the universe, this cosmic rift that was created in our sin, and thereby is able to heal all differences and heal all ruptures within our world. So there's nothing quite like Christmas, and then, of course, its counterpart of Good Friday and Easter and the renewal of all things. So it's really the fulfillment of Revelations at 21:5, behold, I make all things new.
And they keep trying to rewrite time. It's not saying BC, not saying AD. I saw a new one this week, some kind of BPE, which sounds like a gas station. And whatever they do, they cannot change the fact that it is 2022, 2022 years since Christ's birth.
Right.
No matter what they do.
no matter what they do. Even when I was doing my doctorate, it was CE and BCE, and the joke was fine. Christ's Empire and before Christ's Empire, cool, no problem.